Hi, everyone. We don't have a live YouTube today, so I'm not gonna say hi to everybody on live, but just give us a few minutes while we get situated. This is about 2 minutes. I know Joffrey, you're on there. I'm gonna promote. All right, so 2 minutes. We'll be right with you. Good evening, everyone. Welcome. Hello, all. Hello, hello.
Hello.
So welcome to tonight's Business Development Committee meeting. The time is 7:06. Can I get a motion to adopt today's agenda?
I move.
All right, Carl, can I get a second? All right, Chris, I see Chris. So time is 7:07. 7:06. Call this meeting to order. And let's begin as we always do with some introductions. I'll start. My name is Joel Abreu. I am the Chair of Business Development here at Community Board 12. It's my 5th year here in the board. I love this committee. It's my baby. I'm excited. We do great things in this committee. So I just like to brag at the beginning. So I'm gonna go around the room. And start with my Assistant Chair, Radia. Will you please introduce yourself?
Good evening, my name is Radia Barnes. I am wrapping up my first term on the community board. I have a lifelong Washington Heights resident. And I am, in addition to this committee, I'm on the Housing and Human Services.
Right. Thank you. Carl.
Proud committee member. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Carl. Chris.
Chris, new member of the community board, Washington Heights resident for 12-ish, 13 years, I think. Also on land use.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And our newest member.
You remember?
Oh,
I'll give a medal.
Oh, yeah, she's our,
I mean, here.
Here?
Oh, so-
Be here before the election.
No, you were online the last time.
Yeah, you were online
Oh.
when she first came.
Oh, okay.
So she is our newest committee member.
Oh, wonderful. Welcome aboard.
Thank you, what a woman. Hi, my name is Darby Cornel. My first year in the, joining the Community Board Club, and I'm this committee and also on the youth and education. I have been a resident of Washington Heights for 11 years now.
Excellent. Excellent. Welcome. Happy to be here. So let's start number one. I have a few announcements that I want to make. First announcement is well, we have two announcements from two different chambers. So first one, I want to make this announcement because it's an excellent program. Shout out to the chair of the board that pushed this to me. It's from the Manhattan Chamber of Commerce. So they had a retail storefront. Oh wait, before I start, who's volunteering to do the minutes?
I'm already doing it, so.
Thanks, Chris. Appreciate it. I did them last month. Thanks. All right. So the Manhattan Chamber of Commerce has a retail storefront accelerator. And this is brought to you by Acceleration and Wells Fargo. So basically it's open now, all the way to April. There's 3 information sessions. One on February 27th, which passed, unfortunately. But we have one on March 27th and April 11th. And what this program entails is it's a 6-month program that kind of tells you the ins and outs of how to start a storefront business. And I'll share the link with you, Chris, so you can put it on the minutes. And it's tough. It's a tough environment, especially if you're new to it. From commercial leasing to your business proposal. It's a 6-month program. And the deadline is April 28th. I think that's a Friday. Yeah. It is. It's a Monday, April 28th, isn't it? So get your applications in. Anybody that you know that wants to start a retail business and is looking to kind of delve in that world, let them know about it. Okay. It's pretty cool. I'll share the website with you guys.
How did you learn? How did you learn about this?
The chair. I get emails also from if you go on the Manhattan Chamber of Commerce website, you could log in and not log in, excuse me, sign up to their newsletter.
Oh, that
And then in one of their newsletters.
So you've actually been in touch with them or?
No, I have not been in touch with them.
You're just passing on some.
Yeah, just passing on some information. An email that I got, but I also got passed on by the chair.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
But yeah, just wanted to shout that out. Now more locally, in the Washington Heights Chamber of Commerce, Washington Heights and Inwood Chamber of Commerce, excuse me, they have an event. An event is they do this, I would say quarterly, and it's the end of winter event. It's happening on Thursday. That is Thursday, March 6th. Give you guys more details. So it's March 6th, at 6:30. But before I continue, because I was rude and I didn't introduce our assistant chair this year. And Moiran as well, a frequent guest of our committee. First Vice Chair Anthony Viola is here joining us. Just want to quickly introduce you, and also Moiran from the Uptown Retirement Zone is here with us. So just so we can get that on the minutes.
What should I say, Morgan?
Stephen?
Yes, yeah. I just want to get to the second event forward. the, Chamber of Commerce event. Give me 1 second. So yes, it's gonna be at 6, not 6:30, March 6th. And it's gonna be at one of our, one of these businesses that, have paved the way, or trailblazers in our neighborhoods. And it's Happy Monkey. Happy Monkey is, one of the first cannabis retail dispensaries. And it's located on 151 Dyckman Street. You know, it's a good event. I've been to this end of winter event. And their policy, breakfast is actually gonna be on May 8th, 2025, which also is a great way to network and meet people, local business owners. Shout out to Bruce, cause Bruce is always there. He actually sent me this event. Um, so, so we have March 6th at 6, and, then we have Thursday, May 8th for the annual policy breakfast for the Chamber of Commerce of Washington Heights and Inwood. Yeah.
Do you know where it's venue?
No, it's just to save the date. Okay? We don't know the time either, but as the date approaches though, I'm sure to, follow up with them. Okay.
And the thing tomorrow, the thing on, Thursday,
Mhm.
what is it exactly?
It's kind of a mixer.
Oh, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Alright.
I think we've been to one, Carl.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
actually, I'm a member.
Oh,
Not saying-
okay.
I mean, I'm not a great member, but.
No, that's awesome.
But I'm a member.
That's probably the first time they're doing it at a cannabis place.
Yeah, it's the first time.
Big.
I know last year they did it at Chilla.
Jealous.
Right, exactly.
Alright.
So, it's good. They're gonna have, refreshments there, so. The Inland Merchant Association is gonna be there. The Heart of Cannabis, NYC Cannabis, which is an organization that, kind of consults
Right.
cannabis entrepreneurs. And, the Uptown Collective is gonna be there. So,
Oh, wonderful.
go to it, mix with different business owners. I'm gonna be there. Get to know the community. I'm also a member, so.
Yeah.
Did you
I'll
hear
see
that
you.
flyer?
Yes, I will share that
Have you
flyer.
registered before?
Yes,
Okay.
you have to RSVP,
What's the venue, do you know?
Happy Monkey.
Oh,
Happy Monkey is, the cannabis store
right,
on Dyckman, 151 Dyckman Street.
okay.
Okay, please RSVP to, wahichamber.info@gmail.com. That's WAHI chamber.info@gmail.com. If you wanna go to the event. Right? Good. So, this is my last announcement. It's an important. Okay? So, who's familiar, I'm sure everyone's familiar with MWBEs. MWBE is very important, especially in this neighborhood, right? So who's ever not familiar with, MWBEs, those are, basically it's a program that expands, opportunities for minorities, women entrepreneurs, and they give access to contracts, and to help you grow your business. You get certified. So if you're a minority-owned business, women-owned business, you can get certified through New York City, and different, even New York State has a program, but specifically this is a law of New York State, right? New York State has this law, and we, you get certified, you get access to contracts. You have to have at least 51% ownership, of the company, okay? So the reason why I'm mentioning this is because this law passed, it was 5 years ago, and it's up for, it's about to expire in July. July 1st is going to expire. And so basically they did this for about this is the 5th year. And in July 1st, like I mentioned, they're gonna, kind of renew it in a sense. And they're gonna renew it based on a study, a disparity study, that they did for 2024. And I was looking at this study and I urge all of you guys to look at the 2024 disparity study, and see how well this program did. I was looking at it, it did fairly well in some categories, and other categories like Hispanics, they didn't do so well. So not a lot of businesses that are primarily Hispanic owned did well. But it was just a good outlook into MWBEs, because this is a great opportunity that not everybody's taking advantage of. And and not now. I want to go and maybe take a look at it a little deeper into this study. And I want to urge, and later on in this year, I want to pass a resolution. Maybe we can come up with different factors that you guys see that can better this program. Through this study, through your own experience, and kind of urge our assemblyman, Manny Dos Santos, and our state senator, Robert Jackson, to, move forward with this, right? Obviously, I mean, I don't have a doubt that they won't, but, it shows that we as a committee support this in their recertification, in the renewal. So I just wanted to point this to you guys. It's an important year for MWBE, so they can renew this. They came out with this study. We have to look at it. We have to look at it in our own kind of view, and kind of, voice our own opinion on what's going on and what was good, what was bad. And not now. I'm not doing the vote now. Later on in the year, especially as we come closer to July 1st. I want to pass that resolution where, if the committee agrees with what's in the resolution, to kind of urge our assemblymen, our state senators to pass another 5 years of this program. What are you guys' thoughts?
Institutionally, do we learn about how the program is working around here in our district? It's, you know what I mean, right? If the businesses, minority businesses, how they are faring.
Yeah, I don't know if we have necessarily a database of what businesses around here are certified or not. But what I do know is that there's CBOs, community-based organizations, that help in the certification process.
I will say that part of the problem with the program, the goal was, in paper, it was great because the idea was to get at least 30% of them certified.
Yes, the goal is
We
30%.
didn't even reach 10%.
Mhm.
Part of the issue is that the certification process is very cumbersome. And there is not enough resources for small businesses or potential PWE to be certified. And the other piece is the goal of the certification is to access government contracts.
Right.
So when that is not, and it's only, they have access to 30% of the government contract, the other 70 is also graph or bigger, better, whatever.
Reach 30.
Exactly, and they reach, it was 2%, my husband worked in the area, so it was 2%, so it's a really shameful thing. So with those numbers, I think it's a little bit hard to sell the program, and there has to be really structural changes to it, and looking into what those changes would be, and suggest those changes, because otherwise it's a waste of resources, in my opinion, and it becomes just a publicity stunt that doesn't materialize in the way that our politicians, I would think that they did it with the best of intention and the funders, but it doesn't work. To your question about the small businesses, it's like a bodega and our local small businesses, they won't necessarily qualify, they can do it, go through the process, but they have very little to gain from that because they are not looking for those contracts.
Right.
So the idea of the certification is to do business with
the government.
with government.
Yeah,
With government.
that was the biggest incentive.
Yeah.
Exactly. So
That's-
that is
If you're not in
the
that
incentive.
business.
Yeah.
And then if you are, depending on where you are doing business, if you are in New York City and you are intending to do business with the state, you need to have both certificates, and you cannot just have the city. So that is kind of another hurdle.
Yeah.
So, part of what I believe should be done is that the certification downstate is recognized also upstate,
Okay.
or just make it across the board certification for the state. So
Right.
when you go through that horrendous process and so time consuming, you do it once and you are certified by all the entities and then you move on.
I just think that the reason why it's separated is because you're dealing with two different entities.
Well, you deal
Yeah.
with two different kind of funding, but that doesn't mean that we cannot utilize the effort because the other thing is those businesses are small. So
Mhm.
we have to utilize the effort that they are putting into being certified
Right.
to make their time really
Worth it.
it.
Right.
And then the contract to be really worth it as well. I mean, we have an administration in the city that has been problematic, in my opinion. So when you have that, it's even more difficult to see where is that portion of the pie. And we have to remember it's only 30%. The goal was 30%.
Yeah.
So that's very small in comparison to what is left for grab.
Yeah, and then this disparity study that New York State did shows that, right? It gives me numbers like, I think it was like 5% for Asian Pacific, and it breaks it down.
What is that, disparity study?
Yeah, it's a disparity study. From African American, American Indian, Asian Hispanics, and it breaks it down, and they show charts. And then ultimately it shows that, to your point, that we weren't close to the goal. So I think that as the time gets closer and we come up with suggestions to kind of suggest out to our council, but not our council, our assemblyman and our state senator to kind of give suggestions to how the program would be better. Yes.
I think if a resolution will be passed that contains suggestions to modify the bill, you probably should do it before July when they vote on it, because they usually make most of the modifications of these bills in committee. And if it's up for renewal in July, then it's probably already in committee in both chambers. So it may be worth starting the process. I'm not saying you have to do it this month, but probably before your June meeting.
Yeah, definitely. Agreed. Yeah. And agreed. So I just wanted to bring it up now so we can get our brains going, look at that program and say, hey, what are some things that we can fix or suggest? And then, motion for a resolution next month for the following.
Does the study attempt to advance any reasons why? Advance the situation?
No, I think it's more data driven.
I mean, just like that.
Yeah.
It's not very helpful then.
Well, it's helpful in the sense that
There is analysis of it.
That's of the problem,
No solutions. There's analysis of the data.
yeah.
It's 538 pages, so it's a lot of data.
Yeah, exactly, well, yeah.
Yeah, I think you gotta start somewhere, right? Like,
Yeah.
we wanna recognize some problem areas and some areas of opportunity. We gotta know who is involved. So like, the program is like double-edged sword, like, you're only as good as the participation, but you need some kind of participation in order to fix the situation, otherwise we'll just be in the same that we are. So, they should keep it incentivized some other money for the small business that should be available, except just government contracts. They made it very hyper-focused.
It is very hyper-focused. I mean, the small business focus on that 30%. My husband worked on FDIC. So one of the issues that we already discussed is that when you focus a big portion of business only on that 30%, that should be the platform, not your end game.
Right.
Like, get moving so you can go after that 70% that is out there that no one is preparing you for. But there is not enough funding source to train small businesses because they tend to be quite small. And then within the NWB, then you have the biggest one, the smaller one, the one with more access. So it's also a piece of equity issue that are around it that the program never addressed from the beginning. When de Blasio was really promoting this, even during COVID, it was the hard stuff.
Yeah.
So it always has a little bit of.
There's a lot of issues when it comes to like these programs are good, right? But you need to have certain funding already for some government contracts. Like, like I know I work for DDC and they have, for different contracts, you have to have a certain percentage of MWBEs, but not all MWBEs qualify because they don't have the backing. So, those are some things that we could take a look at. Come with your suggestions. I'm gonna forward you guys that disparity study, take a look at it, and bring your own experiences.
So, I want to see that.
Huh?
Oh, that'd be additional look at.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, that was my report. I know that we have a presentation just to move the agenda along. From Workforce One, we have Chrisley Diaz and Joffrey Santos. Welcome. Thank you, Iradia, for inviting our guest over. Are you guys there? Joffrey?
Hey, yes, I am here. I'm present.
Oh, great, Joffrey. Thank you for joining us today.
No problem. I was just trying to get my camera fixed there. Hey, good evening. How are you?
Good evening. We're doing well. Welcome. Thank you so much. I know that you're joining us from Workforce One in Washington Heights. We're looking forward to, here at the committee, what we try to do is gather as much resources as possible. We had Workforce One here, but a more citywide basis. But I'm glad to see the local office be here.
Yes.
That we had a relationship with Eric, which was before you. Eric was, do you remember Eric?
That is correct. That is correct.
Eric was, yeah. But I know that he moved on to better things. So I'm glad you're here, Joffrey. Welcome. Please introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about Workforce One.
Yeah, no problem. Once again, my name is Joffrey Santos. It's funny. I actually make a year today of being an account manager at the Workforce One in Washington Heights, so I was kind of happy about that, my 1 year mark or milestone, should I say. It's been fun. We really just focus on servicing the community, doing what's best for our job seekers and also creating as many relationships, building or developing as much business as we can throughout the community. That's really what we're about. I've been trying to follow in the footsteps of Eric. He's been giving me, or he's left me, should I say, like the blueprint for me to follow. So I've just been adapting at the same time, just continuing to, I guess, create my portfolio and build on it. Just happy to be here and learn more about this opportunity or this meeting here.
Okay. And just for the record, what's your first and last name? I don't think. Oh, what happened? You got it.
It's on the
And you're an account manager at Workforce One.
Yes, that is correct.
And there's multiple account managers at that office, or is it just you?
It's just me. I work closely with the Workforce One on 125th on the west side. They have 4 account managers there.
Okay, great. So tell us a little bit about what you do. And I know you guys do a hiring, obviously. But tell us a little bit about like Washington Heights, and what you see, in this neighborhood.
Well, yeah, no problem. I was never in Washington Heights before starting this job, so this was definitely a new experience, I would say. But what I've noticed is just a lot of opportunity to just, like I've been mentioning, continue building on my business and working with these small employers or even big employers and bringing them to the area where I'm working at. That's kind of how I see it. It's all been. I really can't put it in any other way, but as an opportunity for me to continue, just looking out there and seeing what's new or how can I fit myself in that area.
So just dropping your in the chat your contact information, and your maybe like a phone number, an office number that any business that's interested in training or getting some people to work can reach you. And I'll forward it to you, Chris, so we could put it in the minutes.
No problem. Put it in chat, right?
Yeah, put it in chat, please. Any
No problem.
questions?
Thank you.
I think you weren't here, when, you were here when, we did, what's your boss's name? Yuli. Yeah, I think you were here. So I'll forward that information. For those who don't know, Workforce One helps in, I mean, Brigitte can tell you, she works there. Tell us a little bit what Workforce One, for people who don't know what Workforce One, does.
I like to, I like to describe Workforce One almost as a professional development hub for, um, it's for everyone, but it really is put in place to serve underserved communities. It's placed in different parts of the borough. There's one in Washington Heights, there's one in Harlem, that's the one I work out of. There's two in the Bronx. Then we have Brooklyn, Queens. And you can really come into a center, walk into a center, speak to a career advisor, get help with like your resume, get help with interview prep. We also offer different trainings if you need help getting your CDL license maybe or your security license. We help you get your computer skills up to par. And then we also have job screenings where we work with employers, and that's what Job Creek does. He works to bring in those employers to work with us so we can get these job seekers jobs roles with those employers. We hold employer events on site at our different locations, or we send job seekers to the actual employers to be interviewed or screened. I'm the community partner manager. I work with all of the CBOs to get their members acquainted with our services and to help them get ready for those interviews and tests. Set up.
So how long has it been up and running, and who is like behind the funding?
SBS.
SBS, so it's a city program.
Right.
It's been around, I think it might have been Bloomberg who started it.
Oh, okay.
It's been around for a little while. SBS was the funder.
With respect to the CBOs that you work with, who are some of the major CBOs that you engage with?
With Nimitz, Catholic Charities, Open Settlement, New York Foundling, all the organizations, probably that you can think of. I have, I think, about 300 partners that I work with, in my database, and they're all New York based.
Like in our community?
Yeah. So I primarily work more on the Harlem side, but I do touch base with the Washington Heights side as well.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna forward over that information. Again, thank you, Dr. Oh, yes.
Just really quickly, so it came up in yesterday's traffic and transportation meeting, we had the hospital presenting on what the traffic flow is going to be in front of the Cancer Plus site, which is on 165th and Fort Wash. And either Leo or Robin, I don't remember which one, asked about whether they're going to be hiring for that site from the community, and they mentioned Workforce One. Now, the response from the hospital was it is a union site, so they can only hire union individuals. So my question is whether there are connections between Workforce One and unions, so that you can, continue to serve the community, but also,
And those are the things that we work to do. Unions, not so much. They kind of don't want to work with us too much. But it's something that is ongoing and something that we are definitely working on because we do want to get those type of jobs for the community members. Yeah, it's.
May I say something? The regulation union. The thing is, even I work in a non-profit. We partner with about 30 or more unions, and our partnership is we fund their training for union members. So we get the money, union members get the training, anything from ESL to something more technical, right? The union don't hire anybody. So for the hospital to have an answer is very, very concerning.
Yeah.
Because the employee becomes a union member when they are hired by a shop that is unionized, by an employer that is unionized. So that's why when people are asking me, how can I get my, let's say, Nimitz, who how can we get them to be union members? Well, you have to find the employer that is a union shop because the union won't do anything. They don't hire people. They represent people. So I suggest at some point that someone go back to the hospital and ask, who is the employer?
Yeah.
So when people go to the Workforce One, Workforce can see, okay, do I have those employers as part of my pool and database and connections? So when people come looking for that particular job, I know exactly where to send them.
Yeah.
And that is the way around it. If not, it has to be union. They will be union member when they are hired.
Right. So I think what the takeaway was from yesterday was that they're still open to it. I don't know who the employer is. They're currently in demolition mode. They're starting the actual correction building in April. We do have the contact information, so if it's worth it, I can pass that information on to Joffrey with Radia. I would make sure that there is communication and try and make sure that site, as best as possible, have people from the community part on it.
So hopefully the demolition is being done by local
Yeah.
79. That's the union that has demolition in this town.
Yeah, and Joffrey, what I was gonna also mention is that, and we had them here last month, Ponce Bank is opening up a branch here and in 207 and Bank Avenue. And last meeting, it came up that they're looking to hire. So I don't know if you guys, if you wanna reach out to them as well, see if, they need your help or they have, I'm pretty sure they have already, a system in which they hire, but it never hurts to reach out to Workforce One. But yeah, agreed. Well, let's get to know who the employer is of that hospital. That, I mean, they should be definitely using Workforce One, even if they're union. But yeah, thank you, Dia. I'm sending you that info right now, Chris, put it in minutes. And we'll be referring to you, Joffrey, anytime that a business comes to us looking for a workforce. Okay?
Thank you so much. I do appreciate that. I'll be looking forward to it.
Yeah, for sure. We have a frequent visitor here, Mr. Moran Espino, excuse me. He is from the Upper Manhattan Empowerment Zone. I'll let him explain a little bit more about that.
Hey, hey guys, once again, thank you for having me. I work for the Upper Manhattan Empowerment Zone. I do business development for them. I'm always in a small business lending team, so I always like to come to the different community boards periodically and hang out. And this one especially, the best I live close by. So this is home. I've been a Washington Heights resident for like 15 years, going on 16 now. So it's been pretty cool. Yeah, we're in an interesting time at the Upper Manhattan Empowerment Zone. We've been there for a very long time. Really a lot involved in the community in regards to workforce development, cultural organizations, small business lending, transactional real estate, and things like that. And our department now, we're still doing small business lending. We still have some funds for the microloan left. I really want to diminish the remaining portion of it. We probably have enough for maybe about 12 good candidates. We most of the candidates have been between East Harlem and Central Harlem. I kind of wanted to skill over here a little bit.
Bring on north.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? We don't have enough. But aside from that, we're really expanding our services citywide for the first time in the company's creation. So, we're looking in the other boroughs and looking for qualified businesses, mainly, mid-sized and up. And I'm really looking for a lot of expansion and working capital. We're also an interesting project that we just got with, we're working with the People's Theater. So we're trying to give them a little bit of funding to help them in that project. It's very interesting.
Shout out to the People's Theater.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah. Oh, it's amazing. Yeah. I looked a little bit what's going on over there. It's gonna be beautiful, man.
Yeah,
we need more places like that in town.
Yeah, it's gonna be right there on 9th Avenue, right?
Yeah.
She actually has an event that she invited, and I'm going Domino Night on April. And I've been involved. Not me, my family's been involved with them. And I'm really excited that they're gonna build an actual theater here in Washington Heights.
Right here,
for the first time. We're gonna have the arts here for real.
For real. Yeah.
Besides, shout out to United Palace, but
but that's the whole kit caboodle, right? Because the United Palace has been such a big venue for us, but now it's going to be the training, the shows, and it's going to be a lot of mixed use you know how they're gonna do it.
Yeah.
Exactly. But we just happen to be involved with them and help push that project where it
That's
needs to
awesome,
be.
man.
And so, yeah, we've been building, upon that. We've helped a couple businesses get into JFK and Terminal 8 as well.
Mm.
So we're really moving, so, like always, it's always a pleasure to be here. We love to interact with all the small business, in this area. I definitely want to push a little bit more business personally upfront. So if you want to give anybody in the chat my information and things like that, love to hang out and talk.
And we'll put it in the minutes. But that, Chris, I know
Oh,
you
just
had
a random question. You said JFK Terminal 8. La Chula?
No,
Is La Chula the,
no,
are they uptown? I don't know if they're uptown.
I don't know if they're gonna be in there yet. We've worked with, we're gonna get a Golden Crust in there. We're working with them. We partnered with Bread Jamaica to, help them, get in there. We have another, pizza place that's gonna go as well. If La Chula's going to, maybe we should talk.
It was a Chula. Yeah.
It was JFK or LaGuardia, but we were in the airport. We saw La Chula and we were like, oh, let's eat here because there's La Chula. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
So I thought maybe
Right.
one of them, but
Yeah.
So, do you have a question? No, it's Chris. Okay. How, what's it, I know that some of the qualifications that you have to have a retail location has to be brick and mortar.
Right.
And you have to have 2 years of
Right.
revenue.
Right, so basic point of entry, like everybody else. You gotta be in business at least 2 years, you gotta be ahead with a have, at least 2 years of tax returns to show. Minimum revenue is 100K. Definitely uptown specific. For the micro roll specifically, you have to be from Harlem and up. So from east to west Harlem, Washington Heights all the way up to Inwood. We definitely take a look at. For much bigger deals, it's the same deal, 2 years resistance and things like that. Definitely our heart is uptown, so and we have some special favor for for the residents that are here. Yeah, we're always gonna have the most incentive for here. That's what we're made for.
And I have two questions. What's the range of capital, the working capital loan, the micro loan? What's the range that they're giving out?
Yeah.
And, I'll ask you.
So specifically for the micro, since we have some funds left, it was just some money put aside for a lot of companies that were struggling during the pandemic. So it's up to a $50,000 loan at 3%. It's a 4-year term, but the great thing about it is, if you make all your on-time payments, you're still in existence, and you meet a certain criteria. The last year gets 25% forgiveness.
Oh, wow.
So depending on what you qualify, we always do a nice percentage of your revenue that you're bringing in, but those are like the perks of the program. So we really want to end it and cap it and, help out as many people as we can. Other term loans and things like that, we go up to,
Yeah.
to wherever.
Whatever needs to be funded.
Whatever needs to be funded.
I know you guys are a CDFI. So I just wanted to ask, are you guys dipping into your toes into the cannabis industry?
As of right now.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't, it's still very pseudo government. We did come from that model.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot of a lot of industries that we don't touch. We don't touch gambling. We don't touch, liquor and stuff like that. We don't touch, cannabis. Maybe in the future that's going to change because, the landscape is still changing. So, until, for right now, no, but you never know what the future is.
Okay, good. All right. So are you guys, doing startups anytime soon? And, places that don't have a brick and mortar store?
Right. As of now, no.
Okay.
From my experience and for what we're trying to do now, we're kind of, want to keep it at existing businesses.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Any other questions from the committee? Please pass along I have your email. And,
Yeah, I'll write it down for.
Yeah, just for Chris, so you can put it in the minutes. We'll do it after.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, thank you, Moran, mi hermano.
That's the time I need to thank you for
Gracias,
having me.
gracias.
It's always good coming home.
Yeah. Shout out to you, man. So, any other, let me see. So we went through that, went through our workforce one. You have any announcements from the committee? No, give me something. I have an announcement. I haven't. So,
Oh, this is it.
yeah, that person go first.
I think about how to try this. Just for the record, I've been music director for Washington Collegiate Church for for a while, a decade plus. They are looking again for a long-term rental partner, and so this is the church located on 181st and Fort Washington Avenue, and you might see a big for lease sign that they just very conspicuously put up. But the idea is that the church congregation is going to stay there, but they would be renting out a 20,000 square feet of space or so. So Navi Times is their real estate broker. Anyone's interested or knows of any kind of
Is it the whole church or just a space in?
I would say the vast beyond the sanctuary itself, it's the vast majority of the office spaces. There's a gym, there's a kitchen, there's an underground sort of multi-purpose room. There's pictures all on Navi Times handling the brokering now. So if you know of anybody who's looking for a nonprofit, medical, any kind of space, really, it's been co-occupied by Hebrew Y and Fort Tryon Jewish Center. And so Hebrew Y is they're leaving, I think, in the summer. So all this to say is,
Do they have any restriction as what business they don't want there, or any preference, as you said?
being careful to not speak for them. I think it is not because of the church's long-term needs. It's not off the table that they would bring in a developer who would change the envelope of the structure in some way. And so I think the preference is to anything that can come in kind of turnkey and not require too much shoveling in the ground. But I don't know if you know, you're nodding like you might know a little bit about it. It's a whole story. Well, so basically if they don't get, the extreme is to partner with the developer and raise the block, which would be bad. So, I mean, it would be unfortunate to lose all that green space and the character of the church.
Oh, yeah.
But they're trying not to get to that point. So
Not to try to develop that site, you mean?
Exactly. Yeah. But they're certainly open to some level of development for a long-term partner. So just to put that out there for the.
So does that space have access to, is it a store? Does it have a front? Or is it more inside the church?
More inside. Yeah, it's more office space. And Hebrew Y was using it as doing all kinds of children's programming. I think they had some kind of workforce training program that they do.
Okay.
But yeah, you can look at all the pictures and the things they have available.
That's interesting.
Navi Times, I guess is.
That's interesting. I guess it would be a good place for like maybe another non-for-profit to be in there, right? Maybe like office space. But yeah, that church is iconic. I think in the neighborhood.
Right.
Like, I would not like it at all to be developed. That needs to be there.
Yeah.
Especially all that green space there in front of the church. Okay.
Yeah, I put the bug in their ear about, hey, they could fit 16 beds from rehab beds in that space easily. But apparently they've worked on that angle in the hospitals and
Are they open to a clinic? Are they open to a clinic?
they're open to anything.
Okay. Good.
So
All right. I have that in my mind. Yes.
I know previously you had updates from Cloth. Have there been any recent updates on the work that Cloth has been trying to do?
Yeah, she gave us an update not last month, but the month before that. It's weird she's not here, but she's usually here. You're talking about the bid formation?
Yes.
Yeah, last time we heard anything from her, I believe she's still trying to, get people on board, like, landowners, businesses in that area. So I don't have, which is the,
It's taking a lot of time.
it's taking a lot of time.
It's an aggressive
Area.
area too, like it's really.
It's long,
yeah,
it's from like 155 to like
170, right,
Yeah.
it's a big area.
And then she has some of Audubon
Right,
too
right,
on this side.
right,
So,
right.
and I think there's a certain percentage, threshold that she has to meet before she can go on to the next
Right.
phase.
And it has to be a mix too, like it can't just be all very specific.
Yeah, it has to be a mix of businesses and owners of actual buildings.
Right.
But I'll try to get more of a overall update next time she's here. I think she'll be here next month, but I got you. Let you know. Hopefully it goes through because that area does need a bid.
I'll bet.
Yeah. Any other announcements? Any announcements? So what we got for homework, I'm gonna send over the disparity study. I wanna get that resolution going. And yeah, we have a motion?
I'm good.
Yeah, we got a second? Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We got a second. Thanks, guys. I know it was short. We hit the hour, oh no, we didn't hit the hour mark, but, thank you guys so much for coming. Thanks, guys, for joining us. Thank you,
Thank
Joffrey.
you.